Good morning. It is 5:29 on Friday, July the 12th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning. It's a foggy start to this Friday, so if you're getting ready to head out, take your kids to a summer program, or you're just heading to work, be ready and be careful. We'll bring in Kelly this morning. And Kelly, what should we expect weather-wise today?
Well, like you said, plenty of fog out there this morning. Temperatures not too bad to start off. Let's go ahead and show you those current temperatures around the region. We are in those upper 60s to lower 70s, so a little bit cooler than we were yesterday morning, but that fog definitely causing some issues this morning, especially into the Cumberland Valley region. You can see Williamsburg, 0 miles of visibility, both London and Somerset, less than 1 mile of visibility, and then into Pikeville, even seeing reduced visibility as well. So be sure to be careful on the roadways. Just want to remind you, use those low beams out there on the roads. Give yourself plenty of extra space in between cars, and give yourself about 5 to 10 minutes extra as you head out the door this morning. I'll have that full forecast in just a little bit, Will.
Thank you, Kelly. Well, is the pension saga coming to an end? We could be a week away from the start of a special session in Frankfort to tackle rising pension costs. But lawmakers will have a new proposal to consider. On Thursday, Kentucky Democrats announced their own plan to help the state's pension crisis. The proposals are coming in 2 different bills, drafted by first-turn reps Buddy Wheatley and Joe Gravis. They say their plans are faster, cheaper, and stand on much stronger legal ground.
The inviolable contract is not broken. People's retirement future is secure. The quasis get the rate relief that they have got to have.
The governor's office has said they do have enough vote commitments to pass their bill. Lawmakers say they have been told a possible start date for a special session is July the 19th. Well, after 6 months of searching, the family of Savannah Spurlock now has some answers. Kentucky State Police announced remains found late Wednesday night at a Garrard County home, are that of the Richmond mother. Early Thursday morning, police arrested David Sparks. Investigators said his family owns the property where Spurlock's remains were found. Our cameras were there as he walked into jail. He was arraigned yesterday afternoon on charges of tampering with evidence and abuse of a corpse. State police say they still have a lot of questions to answer. Angela Reigert has more.
As a result of the autopsy, we can now confirm that the remains are those of Savannah Spurlock.
After 6 months, a heartbreaking crack in the case of the missing Richmond mother.
Our sobs of pain and physical anguish are met with moments of our beautiful memories of the vibrant and vivacious person she was.
Savannah Spurlock's aunt taking to social media now that they have some answers.
As hard as the last 6 months have been, the truth of what happened that night in January is going to be even more painful.
Our cameras were there as police arrested David Sparks early Thursday morning. We learned it was here on this property his family owns in Garrard County where police found Spurlock's remains. This after the homeowner called their attorney saying they smelled something. Her remains were buried along with some evidence, though we don't know what exactly that evidence is. Police had searched this home before.
There are still many questions. For one, we still don't know how Savannah died and why her remains are turning up now.
Trying to determine when the body may have been placed there.
In a news conference, state police explained there's still a lot of investigating to do. As of now, Sparks only faces abuse of a corpse and tampering with evidence charges.
Based upon her location, where she was located, we felt that the abuse of the corpse and tampering with physical evidence was a charge that we could, actually charge him with this morning.
It's important to note there are no charges against the other 2 men Spurlock was seen leaving that Lexington bar with back in January.
We pray that justice will be served by anyone involved.
They fought a very public fight. Now this family is looking for privacy as they enter this new stage of grief.
Savannah, we love you so much. Rest in heaven.
Reporting in Richmond, Angela Reigert, WYMT Mountain News.
Police say it is not known if Sparks will face additional charges. He will be back in court on Monday for a preliminary hearing. Well, for months we have brought you stories on the efforts to bring Savannah home to her family, from signs and rewards to search parties and tip boxes. The community has worked to find justice for her family. Now, Good Samaritans say they are heartbroken, but glad there is an end to the worrying and waiting.
You know, the whole story just touched me from day one, and I just never got away from it.
Now that Spurlock's remains have been found, those who knew her await for justice. Well, Mount Carmel Health System in Ohio has announced more fallout in the investigation of overdose deaths that it all involved a former doctor. Dr. William Husel is accused of ordering excessive doses of fentanyl for near-death patients under his care. Mount Carmel Health System has identified 35 patients who received what the hospital called excessive or potentially lethal doses of fentanyl. Dr. Husel faces 25 murder charges, but Thursday the hospital announced they're firing 23 more employees and 2 executives will be leaving.
It's not surprising because it just confirms our suspicion and our belief based on everything we've seen and know so far that this problem was far larger and deeper than.
The newly fired employees include 5 physician, nursing, and pharmacy management team members. Almost 50 years since Apollo 11 landed on the moon, and the Eastern Kentucky Science Center has started celebrating the upcoming anniversary with moon rocks. WYMT's Emily Bennett stopped by the Science Center to see their exhibit.
A historic anniversary.
Man on the moon, a walk on the moon.
July 20th will mark 50 years since Apollo 11 landed on the moon.
It was very emotional for me. I remember tears running down my face.
Steve Russo, the director of the Science Center, is making sure the anniversary is remembered.
It really had a big impact on me and kind of reassured me as to what I wanted to do at the time.
The Science Center has an exhibit called Many Inspired Steps, showing the history behind the mission. And there is a special video shown in the planetarium. Russo even has his own personal keepsakes in a showcase.
It shows what you can do when you put your mind set to something that really, from the get-go, is an impossible task.
But the real attraction are the moon rocks.
It is such a surreal moment. You never think that you would actually have the opportunity to have something that far away in your hands, but we did.
Russo wants kids to learn from the hard work that went into the Apollo mission.
I try to portray to the kids that, if you've got a goal, do it. I was 5 years old, said I wanted to do this. I've been doing this for 47 years now. You got goals, set them, go for them regardless of anything.
And what will Russo be doing on July 20th?
Kind of look up at that moon and not going to believe it was 50 years ago. It happened live.
A day he will never forget. In Floyd County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
The Eastern Kentucky Science Center will have the exhibit available through July 20th. On the evening of July 18th at 6, they will have another showing of the Apollo story in the planetarium. Well, Thursday was the 3rd day for the Superstar Chef Cooking Camp in Clay County. Kids ages 9 to 12 learned a variety of cooking techniques and recipes. Chopping, folding, and kneading, they made their favorite dishes with a healthy twist. The menu: whole wheat veggie pizza, fiesta dip, and carrot muffins.
We teach them nutrition, facts, and how to read their nutrition labels. We still teach them that they're children and they're growing. They don't really need to worry about calories, but we just want them to be aware of what they're eating and what's in their foods.
Now, this program was funded by the Nutrition Education Program at the University of Kentucky to provide not only a fun way to make healthy foods, but to provide research-based education on food science, preparation, and proper utensil skills. Well, groups from North Carolina, Ohio, and Pike County came together Thursday afternoon for the annual Shoes of Hope mission. WYMT's Buddy Forbes spoke to those in charge who say they do the work to allow the kids to kick off the school year with a little hope.
Shoes filled the pews as mission groups from across the region.
When Jesus said it's more blessed to give than to receive, that really is true.
Gathered at Elkhorn City Baptist Church.
All of our volunteer groups that are here this week collect brand new pairs of tennis shoes from their churches and in their home communities, and they bring them with them. And we give these shoes out to children here in the community.
Going beyond measure to make sure kids can start the school year with new shoes.
We will bring them in and measure their feet so we get the accurate size.
But it's not all about the shoes.
It's not about giving poor kids shoes, okay? I want you to hear me say that. It's not about the shoes.
They say it is about the feet.
Our main purpose, of course, is to be able to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with the community.
Or at least the feet of Jesus.
We are following the example of Jesus, and we're washing their feet, and it's just a symbol of humility that we're here to serve.
SCORE International uses the mission as a way to bring the story of Jesus to people across the region.
And he said he's here to serve people. And that's what we're here for. We're here to serve you. And we're here to talk to you about Jesus.
Helping the kids in their physical walk.
It's been amazing to see children come in and they're so excited to receive their pair of shoes.
And they're spiritual. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, this is the 12th year Shoes of Hopes has been in Eastern Kentucky, and the second year it's been hosted at Elkhorn City Baptist Church. Well, Kentucky sports radio host and Bell County native Matt Jones was one of Jared Lorenzen's best friends. Now the sports talk show host wants to do something to help his friends and family. He has set up a fund to help Lorenzen's loved ones pay for funeral expenses. To find out how you can help to donate to the fund, head on over to WYMT.com. The Jenny Wiley Amphitheater in Prestonsburg will soon be home to a retelling of the famous Hatfield-McCoy feud. We'll have more.
After a stormy day yesterday, we sure could use the sunshine, and it is on the way this afternoon. I'll have the full forecast coming up next.